Waking up a new way, praying for a good day. Spiritually calm because I know that we are okay. Chill before the D-Day, fast forward then you replay. Serenity succumbs to clarity before the peace claims victorious. And we say that life is a food chain the upper class can frown upon and morally look down upon us working class work day to day and still end up the new prey. I say revolt and put those pigs on a one-way. Fatigue is taking over and I know that I am sober with a tiny hint of dolor saying I demand new order, but not in the way that you may feel. I'm thinking that the peace and love is ideal and unity comes next. Respect, a unifying force is just what we need. Don't bite your tongue and quote the raven nevermore and by decree. A wise man once said we need to be the change we want to see, and truly love has always prevailed in history. He stood up and spilled his blood to fight the cause, so I too will stand up and be the one who fights for all. An electric feel as I glide and bite and zeal consumes me. I'm loving life and I control the wheel of seal. I smash the mirrors that point out my imperfections, cause I wasn't created to be judged for my discretions, my wrong or right selections, the people I rejected. Reflecting from the point of circumspection. So hold up and I will paint for you a picture of a message so deep, dated back to ancient scripture. Romans 13, the verse of birth is one of stricture. So love your neighbor as you love yourself, your holy sinner. And nearer I grow thinner as I think of all the vigor that it takes to be a giver and an inelastic sinner. So what can I say? Ignorance to me is bliss, and bliss is overrated like true love freaking kiss. Love one another yet we fail to coexist. Trials, tribulations are the shiz I can't seem to predict. So when I'm faced with the slip that tries to slip my intuition, I know that it is time for me to control my volition. Submission to the higher power with great premonition. Listen, our souls are enlightened when granted wisdom. Kristen, I feel so alive cause he is risen, and given his provisions I'm able to live his vision. The craziest of people are the ones who hold the most. They drifted so far beyond our rate to diagnose. We say maybe they're schizo or maybe they're just opposed to suppression, cause next thing you know they've overdosed. I'm on that next level flying from coast to coast. I try to make a toast as I'm quoting an anecdote. And yes, I am so fond of being in the sky, flying high. Your eyes are so much brighter than the city lights. Be my guide. A new car can compensate from time to time, but the emptiness preceding it won't leave you living right. You're waking up at night, you think you see the light, but darkness envelopes you, making you regret your life. Why? So you can consume until you die? Right, I'd rather defy and not comply. Conformity is dormant of your mind's own private eye, cause whoso may be a man must be a nonconformist. I promise to laugh much cause then I have succeeded. If at first you don't succeed, suck another seed with. The 1600 lexile is one that is exceeded. Humanity is learned, I just don't think they can see it. The universe may be a curse if we don't lead it. This verse is an alert for you to get up and start dreaming. Your shyness is the lie you tell yourself, trying to deny your potential. You're shaking up with life passing you by. You keep procrastinating over and over. How can you move forward with no road past or present closure? Your future's creeping closer, societal roller coaster. Gaze into your soul as in the eye of its beholder.